Hello, this is Shamim. I am working as a senior web developer here in Eicra. So in our last tutorial we showed how can we remove the languages what we don't need. So in continuation to the language tutorial, in this tutorial I am going to show you how can we add a new language on top of the language what we have. So I hope you remember the last tutorial we showed how can we remove the language. So now in this tutorial I am going to add a new language what we need, but that doesn't comes as a default. So we decide to add a new language of Hindi for India. So as usual I pick a PHP holidays template, but same functionality and same option will apply to your script. It can be any script purchased from Eicra. So in this tutorial I am going to add a new language for India. Is called Hindi. So this is the header part, and as you can see by default we are viewing English language, and this is the language navigation drop down. As you all know, if we click there is no other language because we remove all language in our last tutorial. So now in this tutorial I will add a new language just under English US is going to be the Hindi. So in order to do that, so we will go to our FTP to navigate our file structure of to our web server. So under the FTP you all know that I'm going to use it in FileZilla. So on our left side there is a folder called application, there is a folder called module. So this folder structure you will find on your web hosting server. So under module we will go to our module called settings. So what we are going to do here is we are going to add one more line to our global setting form. So where to navigate global settings? So it's under application, modules, setting, form and source. Under the source there is a file called en_us.globalsetting.ini. So all form source stored as an ini folder. So we are just ini file. All form source are stored in ini file. I beg your pardon. So now we will navigate to our language field. So this is the language field. So as you can see, this text actually shows when we put our mouse on it. So this is the default English US language. So what we will do, we will add one more line just below to this, and this, as you can see, language structured are formatted in 2-digit divide by underscore. So first 2-digit is for international language code and second 2-digit is international territory code. So we have just copied, and now I am going to paste it just below to the English, and after that I am going to edit the language code. So en is for English. So for now we will add hi for Hindi as an ISO language code. So it is going to be hi in a small letter. So first should be small and second one is in capital letter called India. For in should be in caps. IN represent for India. So here I am going to type an user-friendly language so that user can understand when we take our mouse on it. So it's going to be Hindi, and bracket we are going to add India. So now I have saved this file, upload back to the server. So one thing to be noted before making any change, make sure that you have a copy or backup so that if anything goes wrong you can still survive. So I just saved, upload back to the server, and going back to our home page, refreshing this page, and I would expect a new language comes just below to our English. So here we are. So it is English United States, and this one is Hindi for India. As you can see, if we properly added language code, software will automatically shows the flags, a nice flag, and under the mouse over you can see the language called Hindi India. So it comes as soon as we add the language to our global setting form. So once I click on Hindi, you can see the variable shows. So these all are the variables, but actual language is not displaying. You can see these are the all variables, these are the all variables, but no Hindi is there. You can see the variables prints because it is not finding the correct Hindi language against each variables. You can see here we can see these are the variables because the software is cannot locate the correct Hindi language against this variable. Why? Because we have not added the language file to the respective folder or respective pages. So if we click on English, you can see all texts are printed nicely because we have preloaded and we have added all the language against each variables. So variables can find the value of language, but variable cannot find the value of an Hindi language because we have just added the language flag and we have just added a language, but we have not added the corresponding language value to the variable. So once we click on the Hindi, it will only show the variables because there is no language file resides corresponding each variables. So in this tutorial we have only added the language flag and language options, but no language is there because no language file has been translated yet. So in our next tutorial, which is very important, we will show you how can we add language file to corresponding value variables so that when we select our preferred language, it will bring the corresponding value and it will show language correctly. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions or anything if you do not clear, don't hesitate to email us or you can submit comment on this tutorial. Thank you very much.